4 people are dead after a man now identified as 27-year-old Shane Tamura opened fire inside a Manhattan office building.
Investigators now trying to find a motive this morning. Fox's Connor Hansen joins us live from New York City with the very latest. Connor.
And Shannon, it seems like police are starting to zero in on a possible motive for this horrific shooting. They say the gunman was found with a note that referenced him possibly having the brain condition CTE. He also mentioned the NFL several times, which does have its offices right here where this shooting happened. Police say the gunman drove all the way from Nevada to right here in busy Midtown Manhattan before opening fire right here in these offices.
Pure evil.
Police are still searching for a motive. They say a 27-year-old alleged gunman from Las Vegas went on a killing spree inside a Midtown Manhattan office building on Park Avenue Monday night. Several people are dead, including a New York City police officer.
He was protecting New Yorkers.
Officials say the suspect exited a black BMW alone and armed with an M4 rifle. He then entered 345 Park Avenue, whose tenants include the NFL, Blackstone, and the real estate group Rudin Management, and began shooting people in the lobby before advancing to the elevators. Terrified workers inside blocking off entrances with couches as news spread.
He goes up to the 33rd floor, which is Rudin Management, firing rounds. He then proceeds down a hallway and shoots himself.
According to police, the suspect had a documented mental health history and had set off from Nevada to the Big Apple.
Through Colorado on July 26th, then Nebraska and Iowa on July 27th, and then in Columbia, New Jersey.
The suspect's vehicle was searched at the scene.
Officers found a rifle case with rounds and medication.
And the officer who was killed in this shooting, Didarul Islam, is survived by his pregnant wife and 2 young children. Police say they believe this gunman was working alone and there's no longer a threat here in Midtown Manhattan. We're also hearing from Blackstone, which is one of the main companies here in the building. You can see its name. One of their employees was killed in this shooting. The NFL also sending out a memo saying one of their employees was badly injured, but will hopefully pull through. Brandon, Shannon.
All right, Connor Hansen reporting live for us in New York City this morning. Thanks for the update.
Seagoville police say their officer is expected to be okay after fighting with a suspect over control of his squad car. Hello, everybody. I'm Heather Hayes.
I'm Steve Eager. It's 9 o'clock. Dash camera video shows the officer spotting a stolen vehicle, the driver eventually crashing. He briefly ran off before ending up behind the wheel of the officer's vehicle. Fox 4's David Santendri is in to break it down for us. David.
Yeah, Steve and Heather, we are talking about a suspect who is a documented gang member, and here at the Dallas County Jail, we found nearly 24 mugshots for him.
Show me your hands!
A Seagoville police officer hops out of his car to arrest a man leading officers on a pursuit in a stolen truck Sunday evening. But as the officer and convicted felon who's out on parole run around the stolen truck,
No, you don't.
the suspect tries to steal the police officer's vehicle, leading to a struggle for more than 2 minutes. Before the officer's backup arrives to tase and arrest the suspect.
Ultimately, this could have gone totally different.
Seagoville PD says it was pursuing 36-year-old Brandon Roy Booth in a reported stolen Chevrolet pickup truck on Seagoville Road. However, officers stopped the pursuit as Booth entered I-20, driving the wrong way.
We don't want to engage in something that's going to put everybody else in danger.
And in that case, he was driving the wrong way.
Yes, yeah.
Later, another officer spotted the stolen truck when Booth began driving through a grassy area, colliding with a different truck. That officer tried to arrest Booth, but Booth jumps out of the truck. He runs around before jumping into the police vehicle, ramming into the stolen truck, then driving in reverse while trying to get away from the officer who's being dragged while hanging on to the vehicle.
He's by himself. The officer was by himself. So he's alone. He's not able to use his radios, use his tools.
After nearly a minute of struggle, the suspect again drives the squad car into the stolen truck. Roughly 2 minutes into the struggle, another officer arrives to help take the suspect into custody.
Help me! Help me! Over here, dude!
So if it weren't for that other officer to come up, who knows how this fight could have ended?
Yeah, very, very differently.
Booth, no stranger to law enforcement. Here's his latest mugshot.
He's very well known to some of the older officers that have been here.
And here's 22 other mugshots Fox 4 obtained from Dallas County Jail alone. Booth had a warrant for a parole violation for unlawful possession of a firearm by felon, according to Seagoville police, who say he's a documented gang member.
I just know that he's a Peckerwood.
Peckerwood, and that's his gang affiliation.
That's his gang affiliation, is he's a Peckerwood.
Federal authorities say the Peckerwoods is a white supremacist gang. The video highlights how dangerous the chase was, but police say it could have been worse, as 2 handguns and ammunition were found inside the stolen pickup.
We're just happy that the officer's okay.
Booth is facing half a dozen charges here at the Dallas County Jail. As for that officer, he fortunately only suffered minor injuries. Steve and Heather, back to y'all.
All right, David Centenary live reporting for us. David, thanks. A trucking yard employee is charged with murdering her manager and barricading herself in the cab of a semi. Good evening, I'm Steve Eager.
Hello, everybody. I'm Heather Hayes. Dallas County investigators say the suspect admitted to it, but her excuse doesn't make sense to the victim's wife. Fox 4's Peyton Yeager joins us now with more on the investigation. Peyton.
Hi, Heather and Steve. I sat down with the victim's wife this afternoon. She witnessed the shooting. She tells me she called 911 and tried to provide aid to her husband before first responders got there. Meanwhile, investigators say after the suspect opened fire, the suspect threatened to shoot other people who were on the property at this trucking yard.
Okay.
Right now, for Tanya Donaldson, it's just her and Zeus.
And this is one I got later.
But for the past 15 plus years, Tanya and her husband, Carl Donaldson, were attached at the hip. Carl, described as a selfless family man. Between the two, they have 7 daughters and 2 grandchildren.
He won't get to experience any of his biological grandkids. They don't get to have their dad there for that.
The couple manages this Hutchins trucking yard off Fulgham Road. It's the same place where investigators say Carl Donaldson was shot and killed.
She could have chose to walk away.
5 p.m. Thursday, Dallas County Dispatch received a 911 call from Tanya Donaldson.
I heard the pop, and I turned around, and I saw him falling to the ground.
Witnesses told deputies the suspect, later identified as 57-year-old Patricia Holt, was trying to leave in a semi. When deputies arrived on scene, Wilmer police surrounded the semi and spike strips were used to disable the vehicle. Deputies say Holt then barricaded herself inside the truck's cab for nearly 4 hours. Once deputies made contact with Holt, she admitted she killed Donaldson and said that she'd been planning it for months. Before Holt surrendered, she went on to say, quote, they had been expletive with her for too long and has been waiting for 2 years to get paid for a job. We asked Tanya what that statement could mean.
I have no clue what it means, what she's talking to. She's only worked for us for a month. And she has gotten paid.
Tanya tells Fox 4 Holt was hired in June as a truck driver. But 4 days later, Tanya still doesn't know exactly what led up to the shooting.
It was rough having to wait for the ME to get there. But I still was not going anywhere.
And Tanya still isn't. Her mission to ensure justice for her husband.
He didn't deserve that. No, nobody did. And if I thought she had a conscience, but I don't think she does.
Tanya also tells me that the trucking company is fully cooperating with investigators during this time. Meanwhile, here at the Dallas County Jail, the suspect, Holt, she remains here on a murder charge. Her bond is set at $1 million. Steve and Heather.
All right, Peyton Yeager, thanks for the coverage.
Hey, good morning, guys. Critics called this process a power grab. Changing the state's congressional maps could give Republicans more seats in D.C. Now, the Texas House Redistricting Committee is on a listening tour to get feedback about new maps that have not been drawn yet. Last night, they sat through hours of public comment at UT Arlington. Just 2 people expressed support for the plan. Hundreds of others spoke out against it, and many saying it would hurt Black and brown communities.
The people of Texas do not want this. The people of Texas are not going to trust you if you move forward with this. And that the people of Texas will vote everyone out who does approve this.
As a Black American, Afghanistan veteran, a retired department head of the U.S. Department of Justice, I strongly support the Republican redistricting.
The maps were last redrawn in 2021. Earlier this month, the Department of Justice sent a letter to Texas saying 4 districts should be redrawn due to unconstitutional racial gerrymandering. All 4 seats mentioned in the DOJ letter are represented by Black or Latino Democrats. One is a North Texas district. Now, this is a major priority for the special session in Austin right now, and the debate also is going to continue with the Senate hosting virtual hearings this week. For Good Day, I'm Tizian Buzenga.